The Phoenix Suns just pulled off the largest fourth quarter comeback in franchise history. They did this without their starting point guard, without a max contract player, and without a super hot prospect. How did they pull this off? They pulled this off with a bunch of trade rumors and drama surrounding the team, and specifically surrounding Kevin Durant. In a game that saw this team booed by their own fans at halftime, including me, a team that has basically been dead in the water all season pulled off what seemed impossible. Did the Clippers choke, or are the Suns finally putting it together? Let's dive a little bit deeper into last night's game against the Los Angeles Clippers. The biggest storyline surrounding the Suns team has been their incompetence. They have 3 max contract players and the second most expensive roster in the league. Meanwhile, they're sitting at 11th in the Western Conference, and they are on pace to not even make the play-in tournament. Their possible failure to make the playoffs has sparked trade rumors for Kevin Durant. Now, it is confirmed that the Suns tried to trade Kevin Durant to the Warriors in a possible Jimmy Butler trade, but Kevin Durant was the one that rejected the trade, and the Suns followed his wishes. But a report just a day or two after that came out said that the Suns and Durant might just work for a possible trade partner in the offseason if they don't make a deep run this year, and they certainly are not on a pace for a deep playoff run this year. So with a strained relationship between Kevin Durant and the front office, and with Devin Booker kind of having a down season, what was expected of the Suns in this game against the Clippers? So it's March 4th, and we are headed into a game against their rival, the Los Angeles Clippers, and on a night where LeBron James is going to pass 50,000 total points for his career, the Suns and Clippers still get the spotlight, playing the national TV game. Now, Phoenix started this game off strong, ending the first quarter with a 6-point lead, but into the second quarter is where we would see Ivica Zubac completely take over the game. The LA Clippers went on a run and dominated the second quarter, outscoring Phoenix 41-19. The Suns' defense was called pathetic, and I mean, it certainly was. James Harden had 6 points and 5 assists alone. Bogdan Bogdanović put up 7 points. Zubac, who ended up being the leading scorer for this game, he put up 12 points and 5 rebounds, completely outclassing Nick Richards and Mason Plumlee. As the Suns were booed at the end of the second quarter, this game seemed over, especially with Kevin Durant and Mike Budenholzer having some sort of altercation during the game. This first half made it look like that it might just be one of Mike Budenholzer's last games in Phoenix, and it looks like Kevin Durant might be a guy on the trade block for this upcoming offseason. In the third quarter, the Suns managed to stop the bleeding. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker both combined for 15 points, but Ivica Zubac, or Ivica Zugoat, who was unstoppable, dropped 10 in the quarter on perfect efficiency. Phoenix could not contain him, and this score still felt out of reach. But that's when we entered into the fourth quarter. It was 95-76, down 19 points. The fans had absolutely no enthusiasm, and Phoenix looked like it was headed towards blowing up. But Phoenix would immediately start off with a Kevin Durant 3, a potential last breath of hope for a team that desperately needed it. The next possession was a lazy pass that led to a steal and score, and suddenly it was just a 14-point lead. Nicholas Batum would miss a 3, and Kevin Durant would hit a transition 3 with a great drag screen by Mason Plumlee. In just 1 minute, Kevin Durant put up 8 points. Next possession, Devin Booker rejects a Plumlee screen, leading to the Clippers collapsing on defense. Collin Gillespie swings it out to Grayson Allen, and he reminds everyone why he was the leading 3-point shooter from last season. Kawhi Leonard misses a good pull-up attempt, and the former Sun Drew Eubanks misses a good tip-in opportunity. On offense, Booker would draw a double team, leading to Mason Plumlee getting fouled, and Plumlee ultimately would go 6 of 6 from the free throw line this quarter. It is now just a 9-point game with 9 minutes left, but Amir Coffey would hit a big 3 to slow the bleeding for LA. But look at this defense by Phoenix. The intensity was turned up, and you could hear it in the fans. So when Collin Gillespie matched the 3 just a few possessions later, Clippers fans were right to be nervous. And at this point, I want to remind you, up until this part in the year, Collin Gillespie has only played in 12 games. In those 12 games, he averaged less than 4 points and just 6 minutes per game. But this second-year player would go on to play the entire fourth quarter for the Suns. Shortly after Gillespie's shot, Devin Booker would get to the line, uncharacteristically missing one of his free throws. Zubac would then get fouled on the next possession, showing him how it's properly done. And the next possession will be one of my favorites of the entire game, as we see Gillespie, a man who looks like he got lost on his way to his accounting class, follow in the steps of the greatest son of all time, Steve Nash, as he circles and nashes his way around the defense for a driving layup. It's at this point where you realize something special is happening. James Harden would come back down and miss a three, and a quick pass leaves Mason Plumlee at the line. At 6.5 minutes, we see some of the best ball movement the Suns had all season, with Booker showing off his distributing skills, and that's a huge Kevin Durant three. Suddenly, it is just a 2-point game. But the Clippers are not going down without a fight. Now, James Harden rejects a screen, and he shows just how he and Zubac are one of the best pick and roll combinations in the entire NBA. Durant would come back and with a quick first step, take Zubac out of position, and Plumlee is again at the free throw line. James Harden retaliates with his patented step back move, this time from the mid-range area. And again on offense, Harden shows he is turning back the clock as he drives in and kicks the ball out to Chris Dunn. But this miss might have just cost the Clippers the game. Back on the attack, Zubac is forced to foul Durant, and then he is unable to make up for the 2 points he has to give to Phoenix. Durant then gets the ball back on offense, and showing that it is his game, he faces up and the Suns tie the game, coming back down from nearly 20 points in not even 8 minutes. Phoenix plays aggressive defense, and that might have been the wrong call right here, as with how James Harden has been playing, he and Zubac are able to get themselves the lead off of a dribble drive penetration. Tied at 108, Chris Dunn would miss another important corner three. And oh yeah, we haven't really heard from Devin Booker in a while, but don't worry, the Suns legend gives them the lead for the first time since nearly the second quarter. Next time around, there is a scramble for the ball, but we again see some of the best ball movement Phoenix has had in years as the ball gets back to the accountant and he beautifully kisses it off the glass. But Zubac has been putting his team on his back, and he quickly matches those 2 points. Again, Kevin Durant with the ball, and Harden just narrowly fouls his former teammate, and it's a 2-possession game. But the Harden and Zubac pick and roll is just too elite, especially with Harden being an absolute legend when it comes to putting his defender in jail. And they managed to get those 2 free throws right back. Just over a minute left, and Devin Booker misses a pull-up, but Mason Plumlee gets the biggest rebound of the game, tipping it to no one else besides Kevin Durant. With a 2-point lead with 40 seconds left, Collin Gillespie would hit the dagger as a 3-pointer off of the Kevin Durant dribble drive. This fourth quarter was Kevin Durant and Collin Gillespie versus James Harden and Ivica Zubac. What a combination of players to be going up against each other. With 37 seconds left, the Clippers go to their hot hand, but Kevin Durant shows off that veteran IQ with a massive block. But Kawhi Leonard is right there to put it back in. Now with just 10 seconds left, the Clippers foul Devin Booker, a 90% free throw shooter, putting him at the line. All Booker has to do is hit 1 of 2 shots, and the Suns win the game. Devin Booker goes on to miss both free throws, giving the Clippers a chance. But with that veteran IQ, Devin Booker immediately fouls James Harden, putting him back at the line, preventing the Clippers from being able to shoot a 3-point shot and potentially tie this game. Harden intentionally misses the second shot, and Zubac gets an opportunity, but narrowly misses on the tip-in. And just like that, the Suns had the biggest fourth quarter comeback in franchise history. For the first time all season, and honestly even last season, the Suns looked like a championship team. They had championship level defense, they had championship level ball movement. Their turnovers, something that has been an issue for them for so long, were completely erased in that fourth quarter. That fourth quarter that Phoenix played, if they did that every single game, this team would be one of the contenders right now. The Phoenix Suns have a bottom 5 defense, yet they completely locked up the Clippers. Kevin Durant showed that he is one of the greatest players of all time, and Collin Gillespie showed that he should earn a spot in Mike Budenholzer's rotation. Collin Gillespie and Kevin Durant saved the city from a demoralizing loss to one of their Los Angeles rivals. But the real question is, can this carry on? Can Collin Gillespie continue to produce as the season goes on? Can the team as a whole eliminate their turnover issues, pass the ball more, have good ball movement, and play elite defense? They pulled this off without Bradley Beal, without Tyus Jones, without Bobo. Royce O'Neal didn't even have like a big game either. They pulled this off with some unlikely heroes in Mason Plumlee, Collin Gillespie, and of course Kevin Durant. With Kyrie Irving being out for the season, it is more than possible for Phoenix to come back and make their way into the play-in tournament, and at that point, who knows what'll happen when you put Kevin Durant in the playoffs. And this team might still potentially miss out on the play-in tournament despite being the most or second most expensive roster in the NBA. That's it for this one. If you liked the video, you know what to do, and I will catch you guys all later.